It's time for part 7 of this nickel hunt and album fill. But I'm pretty excited about this box because I took a peek to see if it was circulated nickels, and I see a war nickel ender through the holes in the bottom. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and rolling right along, I went ahead and picked up another nickel box, and as I said in the intro, we've got a war nickel ender on the bottom side. I happened to just be checking to see if it was circulated nickels, saw one that had kind of a greenish yellow tint, and as I looked at it with closer inspection, saw it was a war nickel ender. So we know we have at least one war nickel in there. It is a P mint mark, so you never know, because I think I already have a 43P, so it's either going to be an upgraded 43P, but it could be a 42P, a 44P, or a 45P. 43P is what I usually find, but the 42P and the 44P are actually the higher number of minted ones. So I'm hoping it's one of those. That way we fill a spot for sure. Anyway, before I continue, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't watched the first 6 episodes of this playlist and this hunt and fill, please consider starting from the beginning. I have the playlist linked down below, and I'll even stick a link to it up here. For those of you already caught up, as a reminder, we have hunted 6 full boxes, and we now have 115 of the 138 possible spots in this book, because I'm only making it go to 1999D. That way we can have everything before 2000 that is a Jefferson nickel. Now, as another reminder, we are sitting on most of the tougher dates now, most of the semi-key and key dates, and some of the ones that are just outside semi-key, in between that 10.1 million and 40 million minted. I'm hoping to get a 38 in this box today. I'm really hoping we get 1 or 2 more war nickels. We know we have one, but hopefully they fill a spot. I would love to get that 46S out of the way with, and maybe another one of these 51s, at least the 51P. Maybe not the 51S, that is a semi-key. And then if we could, it'd be good to get that 58P out of the way with, so we can square some of these 50s away and then focus on the rest. I'm excited. I know I'm blabbering right now. At the end of the day, I just want to get this hunt started, and I just wanted to make sure you guys were caught up. Let's do a live opening next. We know we have that one war nickel on the bottom. Let's see if anything on the top is fancy schmancy. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and tear this up right here and get this thing opened up and see if there's any other enders on this side. This looks a little suspicioso, and I don't think there's a mint mark on top there. No, just a little suspicious. And unfortunately, I don't see any other obvious enders. I don't remember exactly where it is. It's somewhere here in this part of the box on the other side. We'll get to it. I'll check all the rolls as I hunt them, and I'll make sure I show it to you when we get to it. In the meantime, we've got 50 rolls to get to. So, let's get to it. Roll number 2, we have our first official find of the box. Looks like we've got ourselves a 1958. Can it be the filly we need? It's not. It's a Denver. We'll check it against the album. Roll number 4 of the box, and we're going to have our second find. This one is a 1953, and that looks like it could be an S. My eyes are not focusing that great right now, and it is an S. 53S, we already have it. It's not too bad. Probably won't upgrade, but we'll put it aside for now. Roll number 11, we've got another 1958. And this one's also a Denver. Roll 13, our first 40s nickel of the hunt, and it is a 1940. 1940 Philadelphia. Roll number 15, we have a 1941 here. We do need the Denver. And I think that's just another Philly. Roll number 16, we already have these, but it's a 1957 Denver. Just grabbed roll 18 out of the box and flipped it, and it is that Philadelphia war nickel ender. Let's see what it is. Philadelphia war nickel ender. 1943P. It is one we already have, so it's not going to take a spot, but it is nicer than the other one. And since I have you here, let's go ahead and scope it, see if it is that overdate, which I don't see, or the doubled eye, which I also don't see. It's still silver in the box. It'll probably upgrade the album. That makes me happy. Roll 19, another 1940, and this one's in relatively good shape. 1940S. Pretty sure that will upgrade the 40S I have in the album. Can't get mad at that. Roll 20. Got a beat up 1959 here. 59 Denver. Same roll. A 1957 Denver as well. Roll 21 is going to have two finds. Picked up the first one because I saw it was a 1940 and uncovered a 50s behind it. First one is a 1940 Philly. And the second one is a 1954 Denver. Roll 22, and those 57s are loving us. We just found another one, 1957 Philly this time. Roll number 23, and we scored a 1949 in decent shape. And it's a Philly. We just filled that last hunt. Maybe that'll upgrade. Roll number 24, and we've got ourselves a 1942. Doesn't look silver, but will it have the D mint mark that we need? And it doesn't. 42p. Roll 28. We've got another 50s nickel. 1954. San Francisco. 2 coins later, a 1956 Denver. Roll number 30 is going to have 2 finds. When I first opened it, I thought that might have been a war nickel, but it's not. We'll get to it in a second. First one is a 1940 Denver. And this one that I took a peek at is a 1946. 46D, I think. It is 46D. Now, some of you would say, Rob, you know what? Recheck that as much as possible because 46 is the year after they stopped making silver war nickels, and it does have kind of that coloration of a war nickel, but I think it's just damage. Either way, 1946 Denver, we'll take it. Roll number 36, and we've got a 1953 Philly. Same roll, and we've got a 1955 this time. Denver. Roll 38, another 1957 from Denver. Roll 39 is going to produce a 1938, and we need all 3 of those, so any will do. Of course, a D or an S would be fantastic. And it does have a mint mark. I think it's a Denver. And it is 1938D. Holy cow, 5.4 million of these minted. That is a key date for the Jefferson Nickels series. Yes, it's not in the best of condition, but we'll take a key date and one for the album all day. That spot will be filled. Roll 42, another 50s nickel. This one is a 1954 San Francisco. Roll 46, and yet another 1954 San Francisco. Roll 48, we've got our first from 1952 of the box, 52 Denver. Roll number 49, and we've got another 1955. It's chewed up, but hopefully it's a Philly. And it's not. It's a Denver. Roll number 50, going out with at least another find. We've got a 1941, and we still need that Denver. And well, that is damaged. I can't confirm whether that's a Denver or a San Francisco, but judging by its shape, I'm thinking it's a San Francisco. Man, judging by the shape right here, I'm thinking it's a San Francisco. I find it hard to believe that it's a Denver that got mashed up. Looks like it's an S that got mashed up. We need a 41D, and I can't confirm that that's a Denver. I cannot confirm it, so therefore it cannot be classified as a Denver. Let me loop it really quick and come back to you guys. All right, I put it under the loop. It's definitely, in my opinion, a S, and I know it looks like a D from this distance, but under the magnification, it's got to be an S. We're going to call it 41S. It will not fill that 41D spot. Same roll, and we did get another 50s nickel, a 1956 Philly. Well, we finished that box, and we had quite a few finds. 18 in the 50s, 8 in the 40s, a 9th one including the war nickel, and 1 in the 30s. So a good amount of finds. The problem is I don't think we filled very many spots. I know we filled the 38D for sure, and I will definitely take a key date. And if we filled nothing else, you can't get mad at filling a key date spot in your album. That being said, I need to cull through these now, see what we upgrade, what we do add, and I even have a couple of 60s, 70s, and 80s that might upgrade the book as well. Let me bring you back after I start the upgrading process for the more modern nickels first. So we've got 5 modern upgrades. I'm going to upgrade that 84D right there. The 70S is a stunner. We'll upgrade the 63P, the 62D, and the 61P. Let me get those upgraded, and then we'll do the 50s and 40s next. So we've got quite a few more upgrades. We will be upgrading the 56P as well as the 53P. They're just slight upgrades, but they do upgrade. We're also going to upgrade that 43P war nickel. You can see it is in better shape. We're going to upgrade that 40S. I know there's some discoloration, but the strike is a lot better and a lot more detail, especially in Jefferson's hair. We're also going to be upgrading the 40P, definitely nicer. And then we'll be adding a 38D. Let me get all these plugged in, and we'll give you a final look at the album and some thoughts. All right, here's a final look at the album. After 7 boxes, we only were able to add 1 more, so now 116 of the 138 spots filled. That was a tough box as far as filling slots, but we filled a key date, and you can't get mad at that. We also upgraded 10 spots. So 10 nickels are in better shape than we had previously with the spot filled. If we keep doing that, the album will get nicer and nicer. And if we keep finding some key dates, we'll get there in no time. Hopefully the next box fills a few more spots or produces some more semi-key and key date finds. That would be awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed this hunt as well. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Yeah, you thought you were going to make a spot in the album. You did for a box, but now you're part of the 2020 Silver Jar.